Welcome to Water Science for Everyone.
Imagine a vast, unseen reservoir beneath your feet, holding precious water within its rocky embrace. How do we quantify how much of this water an aquifer can releases, or how it responds to changes in pressure? These are fundamental questions in hydrogeology, and the answers lie in understanding key properties like storage coefficient and specific storage. The core difference between storage coefficient and specific storage boils down to scale and dimensionality. Storage coefficient, often represented by the letter S, describes the volume of water released or stored from an entire column of aquifer material, stretching from the top to the bottom of the aquifer, per unit surface area of the aquifer, for a unit change in hydraulic head. On the other hand, specific storage, denoted as SS, is a more fundamental property that quantifies the volume of water released or stored from a unit volume of aquifer material per unit change in hydraulic head. Think of it this way. Specific storage, SS, is an intrinsic property of the aquifer material itself. It reflects the elastic compressibility of the water and the aquifer matrix. When pressure changes, the water slightly expands or contracts, and the aquifer framework also slightly compresses or expands, releasing or storing water. This happens throughout the entire porous medium. Storage coefficient, S, takes this intrinsic property and multiplies it by the total saturated thickness of the aquifer. So, S is a value that represents the cumulative effect over the entire vertical extent of the aquifer, while SS is a localized, volumetric measure. Practically, this distinction is critical for understanding different aquifer types. In a confined aquifer, where the water is under pressure and there is no free water surface, the storage coefficient is predominantly controlled by the elastic effects captured by specific storage, multiplied by the aquifer's thickness. However, in an unconfined aquifer, which has a free water table, a significant portion of the water releases or storage comes from the actual gravity drainage or filling of pore spaces as the water table rises or falls. In these cases, the storage coefficient is typically much larger and often approximates the specific yield of the aquifer, representing the volume of water that will drain by gravity from a unit volume of saturated material. Understanding these nuances allows hydrogeologists to accurately predict aquifer behavior during pumping and recovery. For example, when modeling transient groundwater flow, specific storage is often used as a parameter in equations that describe how pressure waves propagate through the aquifer. Conversely, the storage coefficient is directly measured in pumping tests and is essential for calculating the total volume of water an aquifer can yield over a given area. It provides a quick, practical measure of an aquifer's storage capacity across its full depth. Ultimately, recognizing the separate roles of storage coefficient and specific storage empowers us to develop more precise conceptual models of groundwater systems. This deeper understanding enables us to make informed decisions about sustainable groundwater extraction, predict the long-term impacts of drought, and design effective strategies for managing our vital underground water resources, ensuring their availability for future generations.
If you love learning about water, like, subscribe, and keep exploring with us.